Hello, this video is to demonstrate how to use video conferencing tool inside Canvas. If you have used Blackboard Collaborate before, this should not be a problem at all. So let's go ahead and take a look. So I have logged into my Canvas and here are the list of courses that I'm teaching. But for demonstration purposes, I'm going to be using Sandbox. So I'm going to click on the course, scroll all the way down to Settings. The settings should automatically take you to navigation. If they don't, navigation is your third tab. Scroll all the way down until you find the Conferences tab. So click on these three ellipses, and once you find Conference, again click on these three ellipses and click Enable. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move this up just for today. Once you do that, make sure you click Save. And here is my conference. So let me click on Conference. To create a conference, I'm going to click the plus sign, give it a name. I'm going to say Sample. Okay, Sample Lecture 2 or Lecture 1. The next stop is your type. You don't have an option to change this. Canvas uses big blue button. The next stop is duration. Duration is how long you want your session to be. I highly recommend giving yourself ample time just so that it doesn't close on you. But if you want to use one link throughout the semester, then click on No Time Limit. The next stop is Options. Make sure you always have Enable Recording for this conference. I just want to keep this session small, so I'm going to say 60 minutes. And if you are an instructor who want to describe the session, please go ahead and do so. And that's all you have to do. Click Update, and here is your sample Lecture 1. It's as simple as that. Once it's created, you as an instructor can go ahead and start it. I'm going to start the session. And as you can see, it kind of mimics the Blackboard Collaborate. I'm not going to use my microphone today. So this is your public chat. Whatever you say will be here, just like in any other collaboration tool. So this is the chat window. I'm going to close this. The next one is shared notes. Here you can type in the notes. I'm going to say open, just a demonstration. Open, I can't spell open today, open section 3.1. And whatever you type in here, students can download it, and this typed information will be available to them even after the conference is done. Now, once that's done, let's look at the plus tab here. So when I click on the plus tab, here you can start a poll. So when I click on Start Poll, if you look closer, you don't have an option to type in your questions. You might want to display your questions on the screen and then ask your students if the answer is yes or no, or if the answer is, let me go back here, if the answer is A, B, C, or D. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pause here and log in as a student so you can see. So here I logged in as a student and I'm going to join the session. And now I'm going to go back to the instructor mode and I'm going to create a poll A, B, C, D. And here on the student version, let me move myself here. Here on the student version, you see the poll has popped up. I'm going to click B. And now on the instructor version, the poll results have been updated here. And as an instructor, you can publish the poll results, which will be available on the right-hand corner here. So creating a poll is very simple. Plus sign, start a poll. Questions you cannot type in, but options of answers are right here. Now, once that's done, let me close this. You also have an option to custom your poll where you can pick your own answers, let's say 1.2, 3.5. If you want to plug in those, you can do that as well. I'm going to go back and click on this plus sign. You can upload a presentation. And I'm going to browse for a file. And I'm going to upload my test2 file here. You can upload a PDF, Word, and PowerPoint document. I'm going to click OK and upload. It's going to take a minute depending. There you go. There is my. All right. I'm going to move myself right here so you can see all the buttons. So while you're teaching a class, here's a cool thing. I'm going to start my camera. I'm going to click allow. It's going to find webcams, and I'm going to click, not that. I'm going to click this camera, and I'm going to click start sharing. So what I want you to see is, I'm going to close this camera here. And here is the camera that I am using to teach my classes. So you can have your camera and your PDF at the same time. I like that option. This is the camera that I'm using for recording the screen, and this is the camera that I will be using for my students. So if you're an instructor, you will not be seeing this because I'm using this one. This is the camera that you will be seeing, and as an instructor, you can teach and talk to your students right here. You can move this around. So it gives you that one-on-one feel or look with your students. All right, so I'm going to close this camera. Again, you have a camera option here. So once that option's done, let's go ahead and let me start recording. So I'm going to click start recording, and I'm going to say yes. So your PDF has been uploaded by clicking the plus sign here and uploading your presentation. And here are your tabs. The hand symbol is you can scroll. I'm going to use the hand. I can zoom in and zoom out. I'm using my mouse roller to zoom in and zoom out. Or you can use this plus sign here to zoom in and zoom out, whichever is convenient to you. Or you can make it a full screen. There you go. So let's go back here. One more time. This thing makes it completely big screen. Once that's done, I'm going to use my pen tool. So you have multiple tools. The first one is the text. I'm going to click text box. I highly recommend playing with this before you start. The next is the line. There you go. I have a line. The next is, I'm not going to do all the tools, but here is a square. And here is the most important one, your pen tool, where you would be using this a lot. So your hardware, your grocery store, you can change the width of your pen. La 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 la. You can change the color of your pen. Where is it? A blue color, right? And here, this little multi-window option, when you click on this, you and your students can collaborate at the same time. So let me click on this multi-window here, minimize this, go back to student mode, and I'm going to, in a student mode, I'm going to use bright pink color, and I'm going to write here. So I'm just putting circles. And now let's go back to instructor mode and see what it is. So you can see you and your students can collaborate at the same time. This could be a blessing when you're teaching the classes and you want them to write the solution. So that's about this tab here. We've completed the actions, and now let's go take a look at the settings. This is to make it completely full screen. And the settings, I wouldn't play with these. I like the way this is set up. I don't like audio alerts like students are coming in, or 81734 just join. I don't like that. So, but if you want to, you can go ahead and change and play with this pop-up alerts and everything. I'm going to click close, and let's see what else. This little tab here tells me, or opens and closes and tells me how many students are present in my classes. Again, this is a public chat window. The plus sign in the bottom lets you add your presentation, lets you show a video or take a poll. This again is your webcam option, which we have seen. And here is your sharing screen option. When you click on share screen, if you have multiple screens, you can share multiple screens. You can share multiple windows. And here is the Edge tab. You can share your Microsoft Word presentation, so however you want it. Again, I highly recommend you all playing with this tool before, let me click cancel, before you start your first class or lecture. So I'm going to stop this. It's going to say yes. And I am going to end the session. And now on the student version, this is my student version here. Let me go back to instructor version. Here is my Canvas. I'm going to say end. As soon as I click end here, it's going to say, okay, are you sure you want to end this conference? I'm going to say, yes, I do. And on the student version, it's gonna say the session has been ended, and I'm gonna click OK. So that's all about it. If you want to have an unending session, then just keep your time limit unlimited and just have it going. But again, try various things. And if you have any questions, please contact Daniela. She will let me know if you have any questions, or you can email me at my email address. So there you go. And here is my screen I forgot to show you. Here is my screen. I have played with a couple of lectures here. So here are all my lectures, and below my lectures are the recordings as well. So if you have an unending lecture, then all the recordings, you will have the recordings right here. So let's click on one recording. The notes are present. The presentation is here. When I click on presentation, it's a video. So it's a video presentation. Everything is right here. So it's like a one-stop shop for your students. And I hope this helps.